Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $60 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. And in that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That's a mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value us.
This breaking news alert has just sent shockwaves through the entire basketball world. What you are about to hear is not a rumor, speculation, or a drill. It is a massive and unprecedented development that could dramatically reshape the landscape of women's basketball. The unimaginable has reportedly happened. After weeks of what has been described as toxic, deliberate, and controversial coaching decisions, Caitlin Clark has allegedly reached her breaking point. According to this narrative, she packed her bags, turned her back on the Indiana Fever, and signed a stunning, historic $1 million deal that could take her away from the WNBA. The drama does not end there, as the superstar said to have offered her this incredible opportunity allegedly appeared on national television and strongly criticized head coach Stephanie White, creating even more controversy around the franchise. To understand the scale of this alleged betrayal, we have to rewind. For several weeks, the basketball world has watched the Indiana Fever closely as questions surrounding coaching decisions and Caitlin Clark's role continued to grow. The narrative claims that Coach White's personal frustrations and alleged jealousy over Clark's enormous media attention led to questionable tactical choices, including taking the ball out of Clark's hands, limiting her playmaking opportunities, placing her away from the center of the offense, and using her more as a decoy than a primary playmaker. Critics have portrayed these decisions as an attempt to humble Clark and prove who is truly in control. However, one major factor may have been overlooked. Caitlin Clark is one of the biggest athletic stars in the world, and her supporters believe she will not continue accepting what they view as disrespect. Then came Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, the founders of the highly lucrative Unrivaled basketball league. According to the narrative, Stewart and Collier had been closely monitoring the growing controversy in Indiana and watching the alleged tension surrounding Clark. Believing that enough was enough, they reportedly began exploring a bold and aggressive opportunity behind closed doors, away from the attention of WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, as executives connected to Unrivaled prepared what could become a massive move.
And what were you thinking when it came to how you started this game?
Mind you, this is a part of coaching. The whole first 3 quarters, Aaliyah Boston was basically playing point guard. Jonquel Jones was tearing her ass up the whole first half. You know why? Jonquel Jones was actually playing center. She was posting up, getting busy in the paint. Meanwhile, Aaliyah Boston was hubbing around the 3-point line, bringing the ball up the court more than Caitlin Clark. Take a listen to Jonquel Jones.
I was thinking that I really wanted to.
I was like, who's talking right now?
Jackie.
You're being quite theatrical. The theater is fun.
I'm just messing with you.
The theater is fun. It's theater.
I was just wanting to start the game aggressively. Again, going back to the matchups that we had with them previously, I felt like they were the team that kind of like set the tone with the level of aggression and I guess the level of intention to start the game. And I just wanted to make sure that I was doing my part to make sure that we came up with a different level of aggression and to be able to just kind of set the tone and let them know that like it wasn't going to be a night where everything was going to be easy for them or, you know, that they were coming into our house and we just wanted things to be difficult.
And Stewie, for you, I guess just obviously with Leo in the fold and being able to put her out on the floor with lineups with you, with Rebecca Allen, I guess just what did you learn about what your defense is able to do?
Leo didn't have to do that much. Watch this, because Caitlin Clark wasn't playing point guard today.
According to alleged leaked reports from inside sources, Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier personally contacted Caitlin Clark with an extraordinary offer, a fully guaranteed, multi-million-dollar contract that would reportedly allow her to leave the Indiana Fever and join their league. The proposed deal allegedly included unprecedented ownership equity, significant control over her offensive system, and what was described as the ultimate guarantee, a coaching staff that would respect her abilities and allow her to play her natural game. According to the narrative, Caitlin Clark did not hesitate to consider the opportunity. However, the story reportedly went even further. Stewart and Collier were allegedly not satisfied with simply pursuing one of the WNBA's biggest stars. The narrative claims they also wanted to send a powerful message to the Indiana Fever organization. During a shocking and reportedly unscripted press conference, Stewart and Collier allegedly stepped in front of the microphones and delivered a fierce public criticism of head coach Stephanie White. According to the claims, they did not hold back or rely on carefully crafted public relations language, as their comments reportedly intensified the growing controversy surrounding Clark, White, and the Indiana Fever.
For 6 weeks, and it was just announced recently that Unrivaled struck a television deal with TNT. Now, this exclusive media rights deal is reported to be 45 plus primetime games. TNT Sports are also invested in the league, and sources say that it's a 6-year deal that could be worth more than $100 million. So a lot of the details of this television deal have not been revealed just yet, but there was one unconfirmed report that said that all this money might not be guaranteed to Unrivaled, and that they do have viewership goals for this first season and seasons to come. If that is true, then that's something to keep in mind when we talk about the offer that might be given to Caitlin Clark. Now, this is also interesting to me because I feel like it is kind of late in the game to start recruiting Caitlin Clark. The Unrivaled League has 26 of their 30 players already, and they have been announcing players for the past 3 months. And there has been speculation throughout the entire WNBA season if Caitlin Clark would be...
They allegedly launched a fierce public attack on the Indiana Fever head coach in front of the entire world. Brianna Stewart reportedly leaned toward the microphone and declared, "What happened in Indiana is a complete disgrace to the game of basketball. You have a once-in-a-generation point guard, and instead of building the offense around her, you take her out of the system because of personal insecurities. It is pathetic, and it is unacceptable coaching. We are not going to allow a toxic environment to damage the future of this sport." Stewart reportedly continued, saying that Unrivaled was created to protect players from situations exactly like this and claimed that Caitlin was safe with them. Nafisa Collier allegedly followed with an even stronger statement, reportedly saying, "Stephanie White should never be allowed to coach professional basketball again. She deliberately sabotaged her own team simply to satisfy her ego. The WNBA failed to protect its biggest star, so we stepped in and did it ourselves." These explosive claims, if accurate, would represent one of the most dramatic and controversial confrontations in recent women's basketball history.
And a fever. So I don't want to give a damn. I don't want to hear nothing about her missing them 2 damn free throws. Let's finish reading the tweets. Sick of this, man. Sick of this. Time and time again, we got to go through this. Ryan Loves Ball stated, Stephanie White is just anxious. Is just an atrocious coach. She has the best show on the planet, starting at point guard. And yet, we have to watch this boring motion offense trip. Caitlin basically has to force her looks since the set offense is to take the ball out of her hands. I didn't even want to speak about forcing shots. She forced shots against Dallas. She forced them again tonight. Caitlin Clark is a rhythmic player. She has to get in rhythm to play, to shoot well. And we ain't going to go over Caitlin points yet. I don't even know. I don't even remember how many damn points she got. I'm just so freaking mad. Shout out to Mar. Mar stated, "When has this type of basketball ever won anything? You have the best point guard on the team acting like a shooting guard. Why in the hell are you playing the game the opposing team wants to play? And if you're going to play her at the 2, why aren't you drawing up plays for her?" Because they're drawing up plays for Kelsey Mitchell. Live Wire stated, "I'm annoyed. 2 games back-to-back. Stephanie White runs the offense, and the Fevers look like stagnant sets, no good screens, no push, just ish. What product are y'all selling here? Why is CC not running the damn?"
The reaction to this press conference was allegedly immediate, overwhelming, and devastating inside the Indiana Fever organization. According to the narrative, the situation quickly descended into complete chaos. When reports of the multi-million-dollar Unrivaled contract emerged and footage of Brianna Stewart and Nafisa Collier's harsh public criticism of Stephanie White began appearing across television screens, Coach White reportedly suffered an emotional breakdown. Sources described in the story claim that she was seen crying inside her private office, while the confidence that allegedly led her to believe she could bench Caitlin Clark without consequences suddenly collapsed. The narrative further claims that White was hyperventilating, crying uncontrollably, and urgently contacting the front office in search of support. However, according to these allegations, no immediate help was coming. She reportedly realized the full consequences of the situation, understanding that this was no longer simply about losing games. The story portrays the moment as the potential loss of the most profitable, recognizable, and talented player the franchise had ever possessed. If these claims were accurate, the consequences for the Indiana Fever would be enormous, leaving the organization facing a level of turmoil that could permanently change its future.
The sheer amount of money that she's making these teams, people are having to move their venues when she comes to play, and she's getting paid like $75,000 a year. She should be one of the top paid players in the world just for the sheer numbers that she's bringing. And I'm glad that a WNBA player is finally saying this out loud, admitting to it, because it has been so clear for so many people the Caitlin Clark effect that she has had on the WNBA this season. We have talked about it so much on this channel. She has raised overall viewership. Like Nafisa said, they're changing venues just to accommodate all the fans who want to come watch Caitlin Clark play. The list goes on, but there have been so many players, coaches, media personality who have been so afraid to just admit the fact that Caitlin Clark has been the sole reason for so many of these things happening this season in the WNBA. And so I'm really glad that Nafisa, being confident enough in herself, knowing that she is arguably the best player in the world, she is able to say these things out loud. However, I do think that this push for Caitlin Clark has come a little bit late in the game. I want to compare what were the rumblings that we're hearing about the offer that Unrivaled will make to Caitlin. I want to compare that to what Ice Cube offered Caitlin before the Big Three season began. I commend Ice Cube because you have to think about the type of egos that play in the Big Three. And I do sideline reporting for the Big Three, for those of you who don't know, so I'm like very well.
According to this dramatic narrative, WNBA executives are now in a state of complete panic. Kathy Engelbert is reportedly furious and allegedly confronting the Indiana Fever ownership group over the phone as concerns grow about the league's future. The story claims the WNBA could be facing a major financial crisis if Caitlin Clark were to leave and join Unrivaled, with enormous television deals, sold-out arenas, and major sponsorship agreements potentially at risk. Supporters fear that broadcasters and corporate partners invested heavily in the popularity surrounding number 22, and the narrative suggests that some Fortune 500 sponsors could reconsider their financial commitments if Clark were no longer part of the league. The claims place enormous blame on Stephanie White, accusing her alleged jealousy and controversial coaching decisions of creating a crisis with potentially massive financial consequences. Meanwhile, Unrivaled is portrayed as having pulled off one of the boldest moves in modern sports, potentially taking one of basketball's biggest superstars away from the WNBA and dramatically changing the future of women's professional basketball forever.
I feel like it was a missed opportunity. 3-on-3 is already hard to get more people involved in. You're doing a brand new kind of 3-on-3 on a shorter court. It's brand new. It's going to be hard to get eyeballs on it. All of these, I mean, the WNBA is in their 28th season and it's still a new league. Like, it's hard to get the kind of virality, viewership, all the things that you want right off the bat. And especially if you don't have a big name or a big draw, you know, I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. I think Caitlin was that person that they absolutely needed. So do I think Caitlin Clark should join Unrivaled? I'm not so sure. I think that the money needs to be high. It needs to be in the millions. It needs to be at least what Cube offered her for the Big Three at minimum. And even with that, Caitlin Clark doesn't need any money. She has plenty of endorsement deals. I think she is totally fine. And I think for her body and for her mental health, it might not be the best thing for her, because I can only imagine what it was like being in her shoes throughout this entire WNBA season. Not only the kind of physicality and double teams and face guards and all of those things that she was receiving on the court, but also all of the noise, all of the drama, all of the like media circus surrounding her off the court. Like, that just had to have been so much to handle. And so I don't know if jumping right back into another league that has not been established yet. And for the record, I like Breanna Stewart. I love Nafisa Collier. I don't want this league to fail. I think basketball is great if we have another league. I think if it's similar to the Big Three and it gives women another place to go instead of going overseas during the offseason, I think that that's fantastic. I hope it does succeed. But I think Caitlin Clark stepping into a league that hasn't been established yet, through the firestorm that she has had to go through in the WNBA, who's to say that once she gets into Unrivaled, all of these narratives, all of these, your fan base is this, all of this starts up again. And who's to say if Unrivaled has a fantastic...
The entire league is allegedly facing an unprecedented level of chaos. According to the dramatic narrative, WNBA owners are reportedly demanding that Stephanie White be fired immediately in an attempt to calm furious fans who are said to be cancelling season tickets in large numbers. However, the story claims it may already be too late because the damage has been done. Caitlin Clark has allegedly received a massive opportunity to join a league that values her talents, respects her game, and offers her a fresh start, and according to the narrative, she has no intention of looking back. Now, I want to hear from every single person watching this unbelievable situation. Go wild in the comment section below. Are you supporting Caitlin Clark if she takes the reported multi-million-dollar Unrivaled deal and leaves behind what critics have described as a toxic environment? Do you agree with Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier's alleged public criticism of Stephanie White on national television? And what do you think about the claims that Coach White is now facing the consequences of decisions that may have permanently damaged her career? Let everyone know your opinion below.
Ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous, man. The Indiana Fever, just Leonie Feebage being back was big for the New York Liberty. Leonie Feebage had 20 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds in her return. She had a hell of a second half. She started shooting the cover off the ball from the 3-point line. Sabrina Ionescu had 12 points, 4 assists. She wasn't very impactful. 1 of 5 from 3. Jonquel Jones, 19 and 10. Breanna Stewart, 22, 8 and 7. She balled. But I thought Michaela Timpson battled with Breanna Stewart. I thought Maisha Hines-Allen and Breanna and Michaela Timpson battled their ass off down there. Aaliyah Boston missed the key layup, man. We could have went up 1. She missed the key layup. But at the end of the day, this falls on coaching, man. The head coach made the decision to play the center at point guard for the first 3 quarters of this game, pretty much. She decided to have Aaliyah Boston play point guard. Aaliyah Boston brought the ball up the floor more than anybody else in this game. More than Kelsey Mitchell, more than Caitlin Clark, more than Sophie. Shout out to Sophie, man. Sophie, you passed the ball to Caitlin and you knocked down a couple threes. Sophie had 10 off the bench. Sophie and Maisha Hines-Allen look like our only playable players off the bench. It just is what it is. This Indiana Fever team's not good, but Stephanie White made the decision to play Aaliyah Boston at point guard and play Caitlin Clark.
Let your voices be heard loud and clear in the comment section because, according to this dramatic narrative, WNBA executives are paying close attention to what fans are saying. If you want more updates and analysis about the reported Unrivaled contract situation and the growing controversy surrounding the Indiana Fever, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to Clark Fever Hoops right now. Turn on your bell notifications so you do not miss any future developments, especially if major changes are officially announced involving the Indiana Fever or Stephanie White. We will continue breaking down the latest news, rumors, reactions, and developments as they unfold. Keep supporting the channel, stay engaged, and I will see you in the next video.